Have you ever felt suffocated by love? Like the very thing that should bring you joy and comfort instead feels like a heavy weight pressing down on your chest. Like getting close to someone is like entering a danger zone. You want to connect, but something inside you screams to keep your distance. That, my friends, might be the whisper of avoidant attachment. It's a subtle, often misunderstood feeling that can shape our relationships in profound ways. We all crave connection. It's wired into our DNA. From the moment we're born, we seek out bonds with others. It's a fundamental part of being human. But for some of us, intimacy triggers a primal panic button. The closer we get, the more our anxiety spikes, making us feel like we're losing control. We pull back, build walls, and run for the hills, or at least to the other side of the couch. It's a defense mechanism, a way to protect ourselves from perceived threats. This isn't because we're cold-hearted robots, far from it. We feel deeply, but those feelings are often tangled with fear and uncertainty. It's often because our childhood experiences taught us that love can be painful, unpredictable, or worse, unsafe. These early lessons leave a lasting imprint on our hearts and minds. So, we learned to protect ourselves. We wrapped ourselves in emotional armor, ready to defend against any potential hurt. We became masters of self-reliance, building fortresses around our hearts. These walls keep us safe, but they also keep us isolated. But here's the catch. Those fortresses can keep love out too. They can prevent us from experiencing the very connections we crave, leaving us feeling lonely and misunderstood. Imagine you're a little kiddo, totally dependent on your grown-ups for everything. Food, shelter, comfort, and most importantly, love. In those early years, every interaction with your caregivers shapes your understanding of the world and your place in it. When you cry, they come to soothe you. When you're hungry, they feed you. When you're scared, they hold you close. These moments build a foundation of trust and security. Now imagine those needs aren't consistently met. Maybe sometimes they come, but other times you're left to fend for yourself. This inconsistency can be confusing and distressing for a young mind. Maybe your caregivers were emotionally unavailable, or maybe love felt conditional on good behavior. You start to learn that love and attention are not guaranteed, and you might have to earn them. Our brains are wired to seek safety and security, especially in those early years. When we feel safe, our brains can focus on growth and exploration. We learn to trust others and ourselves. So when those needs aren't met, we adapt. We might become hypervigilant, always on the lookout for signs of danger or rejection, or we might withdraw, learning to rely only on ourselves. If love felt scary or unpredictable, we learn to avoid it altogether. We might build walls around our hearts, keeping others at a distance to protect ourselves from potential pain. We become little islands of independence, figuring out how to soothe ourselves and meet our own needs. This self-reliance can be a double-edged sword, providing a sense of control but also isolating us from deeper connections. And guess what? Those coping mechanisms, while totally understandable, can become the blueprints for our adult relationships. We might struggle with intimacy, fear vulnerability, or find it hard to trust others. Understanding these patterns can be the first step towards healing and building healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Avoidant attachment isn't a life sentence, but it's important to recognize the patterns. Do any of these sound familiar? You prioritize independence and self-reliance above all else. You struggle with emotional vulnerability and intimacy. You tend to pull away when relationships get too close. You intellectualize your feelings or dismiss them altogether. If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. Millions of people navigate the world with an avoidant attachment style. The first step to healing is simply acknowledging the pattern. Now, let's bring in the wisdom of the Stoics. Don't worry, this isn't about suppressing your emotions or walking around like a robot. Stoicism is about accepting what is, focusing on what you can control, and finding tranquility amidst life's storms. As Marcus Aurelius, the OG Stoic, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. We can't change our past, but we can choose how we respond to it. We can choose to heal." Section 5. No Mud, No Lotus. embracing vulnerability for growth. Healing avoidant attachment requires leaning into vulnerability, which, let's be honest, can feel terrifying. It's like that saying, no mud, no lotus. The lotus flower, a symbol of enlightenment, grows in muddy water. To blossom, we have to embrace the messiness of our emotions. We have to be willing to risk getting hurt, to trust that we can handle whatever comes up. This doesn't mean throwing our boundaries out the window. It means approaching vulnerability with intention, courage, and maybe a good therapist on speed dial. Section 6. Baby Steps, Braveheart. Practical Tips for Healing Avoidant Attachment. Healing avoidant attachment is a journey that requires patience, self-compassion, and consistent effort. It's about taking small, manageable steps towards building healthier relationships and a more secure sense of self. Healing is a journey, not a race. It's important to remember that progress may be slow, and that's perfectly okay. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating. Start small, be kind to yourself, and celebrate each step forward. Recognize your achievements, no matter how minor they may seem. This positive reinforcement can help build your confidence and encourage further progress. Here are a few ideas to get you started. Therapy, baby therapy. Seeking professional help can be incredibly beneficial. A skilled therapist can provide you with the tools and support needed to navigate your emotions and experiences. A skilled therapist can help you unpack those childhood wounds and develop healthier relationship patterns. Start small with vulnerability. Begin by sharing your thoughts and feelings in a safe environment, such as a therapy session. Share a small fear with a trusted friend. Opening up to someone you trust can be a powerful step towards healing. It helps to build trust and intimacy in your relationships. Practice saying, I need support instead of I'm fine. Challenge those negative self-beliefs. It's okay to ask for help and to lean on others when you need it. This can help to break down the walls of avoidance and build stronger connections. Avoidant attachment often comes with a side of I'm not good enough messaging. These negative self-beliefs can be deeply ingrained, but they are not insurmountable. Time to rewrite the script. Challenge these thoughts by journaling affirmations or talking them through with a therapist. Remember, healing is a process, and every step you take brings you closer to a more secure and fulfilling life. Section 7. Laughter is the best medicine. Finding humor in the journey. Let's be real, dating with avoidant attachment can be a comedy of errors. You meet someone amazing, feel a spark, and then bam! Your inner escape artist emerges. But here's the thing. Being able to laugh at yourself is a sign of self-awareness and growth. It's okay to acknowledge the awkwardness, the overthinking, the sudden urge to book a solo trip to Antarctica. Share those funny stories with your friends. Find humor in the chaos. Laughter is a powerful tool for healing and connection. Section 8. You are not alone. Building connections, brick by brick. One of the toughest parts of avoidant attachment is the fear of being judged or rejected. But guess what? So many people struggle with this. We're all just out here trying to figure out this whole love and connection thing. Reach out to trusted friends, join a support group, or connect with others online. Sharing your experiences can be incredibly validating and empowering. Remember, vulnerability begets vulnerability. When we show up authentically, we invite others to do the same. Section 9. The journey continues, a call to courage and connection. Healing avoidant attachment is a lifelong journey, but it's a journey worth taking. It's about reclaiming your capacity for love, intimacy, and true connection. It's about understanding that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage. It's about learning to trust yourself, trust others, and trust that you are worthy of love just as you are. So what resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on courage, vulnerability, and wholehearted living.